Hi, my name is Mary Dotson. I'm from Oakton, Virginia, and I work in the strategic sourcing department. I grew up in Massachusetts, and we had a fairly close family. My parents divorced while I was in college, and my mother ended up following me where I went to college in Washington, D.C. And after I finished grad school, we lived together as roommates for a couple of years. So we were pretty close. My family has a deep history with breast cancer. We suspect that my great-grandmother had it. Since her, every woman in that side of the family has caught breast cancer, and many of them twice. So my mother went in after her first bout with breast cancer, and she got breast cancer again. More than that, her mother got it twice, and my great-aunt got it twice. So when you get cancer, that's the first thing they ask you to do, is to do a tree. And my mother, when I got my diagnosis, which was in June 2020, she said, "Oh, don't worry. I have everything ready. We knew this was going to happen. Let me send you my medical records." So she went to the post office. A few days later after that, she caught COVID. And a few weeks later, she died of it. So, having been recently diagnosed with cancer, my thoughts were not really about cancer at that point, to be honest. I just stayed in that moment and tried to focus on work because that was the only thing I knew I could do productive. And so not only did my line of management work with me to try to find a way to make things go forward, but my business partners, the people I work for as customers, were just amazing in giving me support. My HR benefits rep reached out to me because she had heard about my diagnosis, and she set up an appointment which was phenomenal, where she just walked me through everything I needed to know in terms of how to manage benefits, because I was looking at 2 years plus of continuous medical treatments. For me, the big part I benefited from is just Verizon insurance, because Verizon insurance is amazing. I've had 8 operations so far. I did have chemo, and chemotherapy, I have to say, struck me with total terror. When life gives you lemons, you find some really great lemonade. I mean, chemotherapy gave me curly hair, believe it or not. I had straight hair before chemotherapy. There's just a certain point where you have to decide, am I going to lean into the situation and make the best of it? Or am I going to let the situation take the best of me? And for me, getting back to work, that kind of put me on the right mental track. I knew that going to Verizon was going to fill my life with positive, happy people who were glad I was there. I have one more surgery, and other than that, I just will be watching my body and trying to keep the healthiest habits I can going forward. And then I'm really thrilled to be, engaged and involved in Verizon, because everything I'm doing there is just pretty wonderful.